I'm Anil Kumar. You'll find in my videos that we discuss test problems and really prepare you for getting good marks. Here are a few questions from previous test paper on linear systems. We'll discuss them one by one. In this particular video, we'll discuss about a linear system based on investment. So it is part C of this question which we will discuss. Here is the problem. Lloyd invested $1,200 in an RRSP. He invested part in a technology fund that pays 15% per year and the remainder in bonds that pay 5% per year. Determine the amount invested in each part if he earned $160 in interest for the year. Let me first give you a visual look to solve this question. So Lloyd has $1,200. Let's say this is the amount, $1,200 with Lloyd, right? So we'll write 1,200 here, which is being invested in two different places. So let's say these are the investments in two different places. We don't know what amounts, we have to find them. So let these amounts be X and Y. We know that this investment is on 15% per annum and this is 5% per annum. And it is also given to us that total interest I for 1 year is 160. So that is the information given to us. Now from this information we can actually write system of equations. If X is the amount which is invested on technology fund which gives you 15% and Y is the amount which is invested in bonds that pay 5% per year, in that case what we know here is that X plus Y is 1,200, since 1,200 is the total amount which is being invested, correct? Now what is interest? Interest, the formula for interest is, let me write down, the interest formula is PRT, where P is the principal amount invested, R is rate of interest and T is time. In our case, time is 1 year because the interest is 160 for the year, right? So time is 1 year. Therefore, we can write interest earned, total interest earned in our case will be equals to principal amount, which is X, rate of interest 15%, that means 15 over 100, time is 1, right? So we could write this as 0.15x plus Y is invested at 5%, so that will be 0.05y, correct? So that gives you the interest, and we know interest is 160, so we can write that equals to 160. So that is how you can get your linear system. Now we have two different equations and we have to solve them. You could adopt the method of substitution or elimination to solve this particular question. Let us use the method of substitution in this particular case. Since we have X plus Y equals to 1,200, we could say X is equals to 1,200 minus Y. We'll substitute this in the second equation. So second equation is 0.15x plus 0.05y equals to 160. Substituting x equals to 1200 minus y will give us 0.15 1200 minus y plus 0.05y equals to 160, right? Now we can take our calculator to do the calculation. Distributive property to open this bracket, 0.15 times 1200 gives us 180 minus 0.15y plus 0.05y equals to 160. Now that gives you, we'll bring 160 to this side. Now you can actually pause the video, solve for y, right? And we'll take this on the right side, right? 0.15 minus 0.05, which is 0.1, right? Which is 0.1y. So we have done two steps here. This will actually give you minus 0.1y. We're taking it on the right side and 160 on the left side, correct? So that is 20 equals to 0.1y. Dividing by 0.1, we get 200, right? So y is equals to 200. Since x is 1200 minus y, we can write x equals to 1200 minus 200, and that gives us 1000, right? So that is the value for x. The question was, determine the amount invested in each part if he earned 160 in interest. So now let us write down our answer, which is $1,000 invested in technology fund, which returns 15%, right? And $200 in investment that returns 5% per annum, right? Per annum. So that is how you can also write down the answer. I hope the steps are absolutely clear. To some students at times when I get a query, that is, how did we calculate I, right? So let me do this calculation once again. Let's calculate interest here. Interest is, as I said, PRT. Principal amount is X. So it is X times rate is 15%, 15 over 100. And time is 1 year times 1, right? So 15 over 100 is 0.15 and X. It is good to write numbers first and variable later. Similarly here, we will get interest as 5% means 5 over 100 times Y, which is 0.05Y. Now when you add this up, you should get this interest of 160. So we get our equation 0.15x plus 0.05y equals to 160, right? So these are the two equations, 1 and 2, which form a linear system from where you can solve using substitution or elimination. As an exercise, you can apply the elimination method, redo the question, and then check your answer. I hope that helps. I'm Anil Kumar. You can share and subscribe my videos. Thank you and all the best.